Cannon Stellar with another pick a card reading for you. In this reading today, we're going to be looking at what your person's favorite thing is about you. So you can apply this actually to anybody that you want. Anybody in your life, if maybe you want to choose different piles for different people, totally cool, okay? So we have 6 groups, since we're, I'm going to try to make it as broad as possible, like have more piles to choose from. So we have group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I definitely encourage you to see what image you're really tuning into, which pile are you tuning into when you think about a certain person, and you'll find the timestamps down below so you can just listen to your message straight away. I want to thank you all so much for your support. So I know a lot of you probably saw my community post and you saw that I was listing bracelets. I still am trying to get them all listed. I still have quite a few left. All of these are left and I still have to post them, so they'll be coming up on my Etsy here and there as I get time to kind of get them. For those of you that already, oh, and here's another one. Oh, this is a really cute one. Can I fit it? Oh, yeah, that's a cute one. Yeah, so they'll all be coming on my Etsy. Just check back and forth if you want, to check. Hopefully by the time I post this, I'll at least have 1 or 2 posted. But yeah, thank you to those that have already bought some. Some of you guys, I hope they love their new homes. And yeah, thank you all for your support. And I hope that this reading is fun to listen to. I hope it's uplifting to your soul. And I hope it brings you a smile. Okay? So take care and I'll see you in your reading. Hey friends, so you chose group number 1 here with Nut, the goddess Nut here, an Egyptian goddess. We have the keyword here, resurrection. Now, the description of this card says, you have the power to reinvent yourself at any moment. Bring yourself up from what you may feel like the bottom. You can overcome the challenges that have been set before you. Goddess of the sky and rebirth Nut is holding your hand. Well, with a sense of resurrection here, I would say that this person's favorite thing about you is how you're able to pull yourself out of difficult circumstances. So I do feel like for a lot of you, this person's probably seen you in certain, in some kind of capacity, they've seen you kind of rise up from something difficult. Now this may just be from something you've told them, like maybe you went through a certain part of your life that was quite challenging and they think it's amazing how you've kind of bounced back, as an example. But this is definitely this power of invention that you have that's very much enticing to this person. It's like one thing that they really like about you, that they find attractive. They like it about you, that the fact that you can kind of reinvent yourself, that you can resurrect yourself, that you're not held down by things for a long period of time, that you have the strength to bounce back. Okay, so there's that message. And of course we have the King of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Holy smokes. Okay, I forgot which cards I had shuffled out. So, wow, the Ten of Swords definitely implies that you've been through something painful, group number 1. You've probably been through the ringer and back. Okay, it looks like, there's been some hardships in your life, some difficulty, maybe some backstabbing, or maybe just feeling super defeated. You might have had circumstances in your life that have been quite difficult, and you persevered and you've managed to kind of make your way through the world. And here with the King of Wands, this is about enthusiasm. This is about hanging on. This is about keep going, keep going, keep going. And well, the King of Wands can be an entrepreneur, a business leader, someone who's very inventive, motivated, and so there might be this energy to you where they just kind of pick up on your enthusiasm for life and your drive. So I love that. I feel like this person's favorite thing about you is your ability to bounce back, essentially. That's what I'm really, really getting here. Let me see. I'd like to take another deck, but I'm just thinking about which one to take, because that's why I kind of took more, that's kind of why I focused on a lot of groups, because I know that this won't be too long, because we're talking about like one, darn it, really, Lisa? Oh, I just dumped out the deck. So silly. Okay, hold on, darn it. Well, you know what? I'm probably gonna fall over. My abs are killing me. I did yoga, my first 2 yoga classes, and holy smokes, my abs are on fire. That's how out of shape Lisa is. I kept bending over. I'm like, oh, it hurts. It burns. Okay. Let's see, group number 1, spirit guides. Their person's favorite thing about them. Their person's favorite thing about them. Well, there we go again. The way you've handled conflict, the way you've handled grief and sadness and difficulty. And again, it may be also that you've brought encouragement to them as well, because the King of Wands can be quite an encouraging person to be around. They can be like kind of a pep talker as an example. So it could be that, you know, you've gone through strenuous or difficult circumstances in your own life, and you've brought that energy of healing to them as well, or this encouragement to resurrect. So don't keep that in mind too, because this could be an energy that kind of bounces back toward them if you've encouraged them through a difficult time. Absolutely. That could definitely be a valid interpretation here. Okay, so let's see. Everyone's favorite thing. I'm going to use my... Oh, you know when you're doing something and you get a flashback of something you needed to do? Yeah, I totally have that right now. I remembered a girl asked me how to get this deck, and yeah, I totally forgot about that to answer her. I'm going to go find that comment after I'm done with this. So, we have this beautiful card here. This autumn card. And again, look at how she's kind of fading away. Yet she's still solid. And here I feel like there have been times where you've been through things that have felt like a loss, but you still survived. You still managed to thrive as well. And again, you might have helped this person through some sort of autumn in their life when things were kind of slowly dying or drifting away. So again, you might have helped them through some transition of change in their life. And vice versa, like I said, it could also be, of course, implying that, you know, you've been through seasons of your life where you've been through great loss, or, because, you know, autumn can feel so dramatic, you know. I love autumn, but when we look at the seasons metaphorically, autumn is one of the saddest because we have to say goodbye. And we see everything kind of just wither before our eyes, right? So in a way it's sad, but we know it's not sad because we know that eventually it's going to come back. But you know what I mean. If you think about it in a metaphorical way, autumn often signifies, you know, when we lose things in our life, and even if you think about the seasons of our own life, and for some of you this might be, you know, like when we're first born, it's like spring, everything's growing, we're growing like so quickly like weeds, and then we're in the summer where we're beautiful and fresh, and we just have that youthful beauty, and then, you know, we start to get in autumn where things start to fall apart and our bodies start to you know, fall apart, and then, you know, winter's kind of like can be a cold season where we feel kind of lonely and alone, old. We don't maybe feel as understood by the rest of the population, you know. Anyway, that's kind of a dark way of looking at it, right? But whatever. No, but it feels like maybe for some of you, you've already been through some sort of difficulty in your own life that this person's recognized. You know, you went through an autumn season, maybe before, you know, you've been ready. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe you guys have had significant loss or some sort of difficulty, as an example, that felt very difficult. And still you persevered. Right here we have the little girl on the Pegasus here. So it's like you still dream. You still dream of possibility. As an example, you can still bring hope to the world. There's still an innocence about you. You haven't allowed perhaps your hardships or your heartaches to kind of harden you or make you cold. There's still definite beauty and innocence to you. So I feel like that's what this person's favorite thing is about you, essentially. I could probably ramble on here forever, but like I said, I think we're getting clear messages here as to what this person's favorite thing is about you. So I'm just going to stop here before I just keep on running it into the ground and wasting your time. You're definitely, like I said, free to listen to any of the other groups to ask about different people. You might even feel drawn to more than one group when you ask about a specific person. Maybe you're having a hard time choosing. It's totally fine to go listen to more than one. So, okay. Anyways, I wish you all the very, very best. Lots of love and blessings, hugs, and kisses. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 2 here with the goddess Ran, here we have her. She's a mermaid. So here we have this goddess, and her particular meaning is about focus. She's a Norse goddess, and it says, you will easily attract what you want, so be careful what you wish for. Goddess of the sea, Ran, gives you the ability to focus easily, and that will help you become more magnetic. So obviously, what is this person's favorite thing about you? Well, obviously with the mermaid, I do think of you being a very beautiful soul, very seductive in quality. Because of course I think of mermaids as quite like seductive, beautiful, kind of like sirens, you know, that sort of deal here. There's also a uniqueness, I think, when it comes to mermaids as well. So showing almost an otherworldly quality, or something that's just so different, you know, from others, as an example. So I think there's a uniqueness that stands out about you. There's also laser focus that you possess. And actually, let's look at the other cards here and see what else popped out. We have Justice and the Two of Swords. Now this is really cool because they go so well. It's so, I love I love shuffling and just seeing the cards kind of really play out into a story. That's like one of my favorite things, like for tarot, for the past, like, what, how long have I been reading tarot for? Like 18 years. Yeah, so that's like one of my favorite things, is just seeing the cards confirm a thought or confirm itself. It's just, it's a cool thing to see. And you didn't get to see it, but you'll get to hopefully see it as I'm shuffling. But I'm going to do a little bit more shuffling. But what is this person's favorite thing about you? Well, Justice in the Two of Swords tells me that this person loves how you make informed decisions. I feel like you're somebody who looks at both sides of a situation. You're very fair. You're not quick to rush into something. You focus on your goal. You focus on what you're trying to achieve, and you make a balanced decision, and bam, that is what this person's favorite thing is about you. I feel like you're the type of person this person can come to for advice. You can give a good look at something, a good opinion. I feel like this person highly values your opinion, actually. They think highly of your opinion. They think that you're a just person. They think that you are a balanced person. They think of you as somebody who is intelligent. And again, for some of you, if you do work that's very detailed, like say you're an artist or a writer or something like that, there's almost like an admiration I'm feeling here for your focus, or how you're able to kind of hone some sort of skill. Okay, so if you do well, like say you play video games and you kick ass at them, you know, that would be something this person really appreciates about you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like for some of you, you do something kind of focused, and maybe it's even like, you know, you work in finances or something, and they just admire that. They might admire how quick. I feel like for some of you have quick firing minds, is what I'm getting. For others of you, like I said, there's a good, healthy balance in how you make decisions. So you're definitely somebody that would give sound advice, is what I'm getting. And this is one of the things that this person really, really likes about you. It's probably, yeah, their favorite thing about you, that's what we're looking at. So group number two's person's favorite thing about them. Oh, I'm so happy I got to make a pick a card today. Yay! Ten of Pentacles. And Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, again, this might be focused on work, okay? Because, of course, the Pentacles can talk about our work life as an example. So, again, this might be how you've been able to sort of create something in your life, whether it's your health or your work or something like that, something substantial. Let's see here. Again, I feel like this person really values your word and really values what you say. They take it to heart, actually. So if some of you might wonder if this person takes to heart what you say, I think this person does. I think this person could likely, and for some of you, please, you know, if this is romantic, this may not be the case. Okay, if you're looking at a crush or something, it feels like this person feels like your family. And that's like, there's a comfort of family here, or like you've known each other for a long time. So even if it's not a family member, it could be somebody you've known a long time, and they just love the comfort around you as well. Maybe for some of you, you've helped them make plans about living or home situations, by the way, or there might be something about that for just some of you. I'm just getting that specific message. It may not resonate, but yeah, Eight of Pentacles is a diligent worker. It's just, it feels like you just got your shit together in their eyes, okay? Now, some of you might be like, no way, I do not. Guess what? You know, people tend to have their own kind of glasses when they look at other people, and they see what they want to see, or what they think they see, or whatever. And we tend to be our harshest critics, so even if you feel like that's not accurate in your eyes, because maybe you don't feel, you know, as an example, maybe you're like, I'm not worthy of this bull. I don't believe it. And I don't think you should either. So group number two's person, what is their favorite thing about group number two? Those that chose group number two, what's their person's favorite thing about them? Interesting. I'm using my intuitive deck. Well, one of the things I want to say here is that this person feels comfortable with you. Look at all the eyes on her. Of course there's anxiety. What will people think? What will people say? What will people, you know, what are they looking at me? What are they thinking? That sort of thing. There's like almost like a discomfort, right? Because it's like pressure from all these eyes. As an example, when you feel like all eyes are on you and they're looking at you to do something, it's almost like you bring them a sense of calmness. In a way. And I don't know if some of you have kind of like alleviated some sort of stress for them when it comes to other people's opinions or what other people might think. Maybe for some of you specifically, you've actually like helped alleviate this person's stress when it comes to how other people are perceiving them or why something's going a certain way. Maybe where they feel pressure in their life. I'm definitely getting that. There's also for some of you, I want to say that you've given them relationship advice, but I feel like that's just for some of you. Like very, very few of you. Again, there's a sense of like when this person's feeling hectic, they can go to you to get solid advice. When they feel out of control, when they are feeling like life is just kind of taking off without them, or when they feel kind of confused about a situation, it's like you're a grounding experience for them. I feel like for some of you, maybe you give them relationship advice or you guide them in some way about this. Gosh, I can't kind of how to say it. I can't really get rid of that thought, so I know it must be prevalent for some of you, because it keeps coming up to me. But obviously, it's not going to resonate with everyone. But I don't know. I feel like I have to say that part. But yeah, there's just a sense of balance and calmness that you bring to them. And that's one of their favorite things about you. But like I said, good advice. And there's just this focus about you that is very grounding to them. I really, really picked that up. And again, for those of you that kind of have put a lot of effort into honing something in your life, like a skill or a craft, they really admire that. And it's probably one of, like I said, one of their favorite things about you. Would be that your diligence and your focus and your ability to kind of create things too. I almost feel like for some of you, you do create something from scratch as well. That's a specific message, especially for those of you that are artists or you do something like that. It's almost like you bring certain things to life or something, or certain ideas to life. So maybe you do some kind of crafting, or I don't know, just some sort of creative endeavor. And for some of you, that's something they really admire about you, and it's probably one of their favorite things about you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for those of you that chose group number 2. I'm really excited that you were here for this reading. I hope it uplifted your spirit. Let me know how it resonated in the comments below if you want. And what else did I want to say? Well, I'm sending you lots of love and blessings. A big hug from me. And I will see you on the next reading. Take care. Hey guys, if you chose group number 3 here, you've got this goddess card, and it's Eos, the goddess of light. And she's a Greek goddess. Okay, so the message of this card says, you may be feeling lost or aimless lately, and winged goddess of light Eos is here to show you the way with her torch. Like Eos ushering in the dawn, a light will appear soon to show you your way out of a situation or clarify how you've been feeling and why. Follow those intuitive pings. This is going to trip you out. I remember this group because of the card that came out. I like freaked out. Look at the imagery here. Like the lantern, the torch. I couldn't believe it. And they're even facing the same direction, which is right. And if we think about that word right, I feel like you've helped this person in their life. For some of you, and this may not be for all of you, but there's like some either solid advice or even practical thing you've given them. Like you may have even given them a gift or money, or because especially the Five of Pentacles, so for some of you, this you might have lended this person money at some point in their life when they really needed it. But what is this person's favorite thing about you? How you're able to offer solutions and possibilities during difficult times. So for some of you, by the way, also, maybe you've given to someone else in a time of need. So you might have been, as an example, flat broke and you donated and you helped someone out even when you didn't have much. Or maybe you did something for them even when you were sick or you didn't feel well, as an example. But what I get here is an energy of somebody who is giving beyond measure. You know, it feels like this person's favorite thing about you is how much you have been a guiding light in them. And I feel like for some of you, you've even been a light for them in the darkest time of their life as well, or in a very difficult time, even if you didn't realize it, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we don't even know what's going on inside someone's soul or heart, behind the scenes, what they may be struggling with. And I want to say that some of you maybe even gave this person something. Like I said, it could have been monetary, but it could have been like a little gift or a little object or something like that. I do feel that very strongly. But whatever you've done to this person, you've made them feel as if there's hope. And I feel like you brought warmth to them when they needed it. And that's their favorite thing, how giving you are and how much you've helped them or maybe others. I mean, of course, if you don't know this person very well, it might be that they've seen you be that for other people. Okay? So here's Spirit Guides. Group number 3's person. What is their favorite thing about them? Their favorite thing. 3 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. 3 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Well, the 3 of Wands can talk about teamwork and expansion, helping. This might be that you've helped them out of situations in which they felt quite stuck, right? Because the 8 of Swords can talk about restrictions and imprisonment and how you felt stuck. Again, there might have been help or direction given as well. When I think of that Eos card, again, going back to that goddess, we have that guiding light, right? So again, it feels like maybe in some way you've guided them in some direction, even if you didn't realize it, even if you didn't even realize the impact you've had. It feels like you've given this person something, and I think it's hope for a lot of you. Like that's my big vibe here, is that you've given this person hope when they've needed it. Or again, maybe it has been some sort of help. Tell me more about this person's favorite thing. Here we have emotional support is something I'm getting, that you're emotionally supportive. I also, this is an interesting card right here. I love the intuitive cards because it's almost like you get a different vibe each time. There might have been a time where this person felt a little bit alone and you kind of showed them friendliness or warmth. Again, for some of you, if you're asking about a family member, their favorite thing is that there's comfort with you, that there's family with you. But essentially, I do get the sense here, especially with this card and this card, kind of sandwiching this middle card, is that there's been a sense of warmth from you and home at some point. Maybe when they felt alone or locked out of life, or like they haven't had what they wanted. It's kind of interesting because the Five of Pentacles it feels so similar to this card actually, because she's kind of on the outside and it doesn't look like she's so happy about it. This man's talking to somebody else. There's probably jealousy or involved, or some sort of situation in which she's not feeling looked at. And I don't feel like you make them feel that way. In fact, I think that you made them feel like this connection, like they're part of the group, or that they are loved, or that they're safe, you know, because that's how we feel in these type of situations with a family. There's like a safety net there. There's that feeling of comfort. And again, there's that hope here, because I look at down, that was one of the things actually that I got down here was, it's like you see all these little fairy tale creatures, and this knight here, and it feels like as if there's been magic or hope brought, hope restored as an example. So yes, that's what I want to really say here, is I feel like you've brought this person a sense of direction at some point in their life. Probably you've given of yourself, actually, to this person. You've done something, like I said, financial, or you've given them something that meant a lot. And again, there's this sense of connection, maybe when they felt they've had none, as an example. Now, again, like I said, for some of you may not be aware of this, because not everybody runs around telling people their true feelings or how much something meant to them. Maybe they're too shy or embarrassed. So again, maybe this person hasn't shared that with you, and you wouldn't even know, because maybe for you it's second nature to do something. So you're like, oh, that wasn't a big deal, right? And actually it was, right? So that's what I'm really seeing for those of you that chose group number 3. I think I'll stop here with this group, because I feel like the message is so clear and concise. Like I told the other groups, you are free to choose different groups for different people. Even if you felt drawn, maybe you asked about this person, you felt drawn to more than one group, you can go listen to other group too. Feel free. Don't limit yourself to just one if you're feeling drawn to more than one. I just want to point that out, because I often will see comments about that and asking if it's okay, and it's absolutely okay. So anyway, I hope that this reading uplifted you, inspired you, or helped you in some way. And, you know, it's good to focus on the positive. So it's just more uplifting for the soul when we focus on the positive. So I hope that this helped you, you know, feel better about yourself, feel good about yourself. And I'm sending you guys lots of love and blessings, and I'll see you on the next reading. Take care. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 4, this is your reading. So you have in your reading, so what is your person's favorite thing about you? Well, I decided to go with goddess cards on the top, because I thought they could really signify the characteristics that you have, that this person really admires, and what they love about you, essentially, and what they find to be their favorite trait, as an example. So we have this goddess here, Allah. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Of course I'm saying it like the Russian name. But anyway, Ebo is the goddess. She's an Ebo goddess, and she's the goddess of morality. And it says, Queen Goddess of Morality, Fertility, Death, and Cycles, Allah is here to push you into align with your integrity. If you're in the right, she'll help you find justice. If you're walking the line, she's here as a reminder to do what's right, even if it's not easy. This group tripped me out. This was another one of the groups where, you know, I shuffled the tarot first, and then I went with these cards at the end, and I was just shocked at like how much they aligned up together, because you have the Hanged Man and the Hierophant here. And so what this tells me, first of all, is that your moral character is something that this person really, really digs. They like, their favorite thing about you is that you have a moral compass. You are a caring person. You consider all people of the world, all things, like you're just a very, I just really get a very like spiritually moral person. And again, you might have even had the discipline to act upon your morals. There are a lot of people that go around this world having morals, and they don't actually fall through with actually doing the hard shit when it comes to living with their morals. You know what I mean? It can be hard, and even myself, I falter with that. You know what I mean? Where I want to be one way, but I'll easily cave in sometimes to my own desires or laziness or, you know, whatever. And it feels like for you, I almost get that you've like sacrificed something. And again, this might be their viewpoint. Like for those of you, like as an example, that have chose to be like vegetarian or vegan, as an example. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that you're vegan or vegetarian, but so a lot of people will do that for moral reasons, because maybe they oppose eating animals, as an example. I'm not here to judge what's right or wrong here, but what I'm saying is that this person might be like, wow, this person had these morals and then they acted upon them, and they actually, you know, because for some people it's a really hard transition, because especially if they've grown up eating a certain way, it can be hard. And it's almost like, I feel like a lot of you have been able to really live by your morals in some way. And that's their favorite thing. And again, for those of you that haven't, it might be that you really just care about the world. They can feel it, that you care about the world, that you care about morality, you worry about other people, and you have a lot of compassion for the world, right? And with the Hanged Man and the Hierophant, again, it feels a little bit political here for some of you. It might be about culture, politics, and things like that, that really you have like this sense of right and wrong, and you want to go even toward it in on a governmental sense, as an example. So I do feel like some of you might be quite political, or have strong political moral views that you live your life by. What I love here with the Hanged Man here is this could talk about new perspectives. So it makes me feel as if you've really shown this person a new perspective, perhaps, or you kind of add to their perspective, is what I'm getting. Like, you just kind of make them think, maybe in a way that they haven't before. And that's what I'm really picking up off these 3 cards right here. So, Spirit Guides, what is group number 4's person's favorite thing about them? Well, holy smokes. 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and the Lovers. Well, for those of you if there is a romantic connection that's known, again, there could be like attraction, and that sort of thing, right? The 9 of Cups tells me that you make this person feel happy, essentially. That you bring happiness to them, you bring joy, and they feel good around you, essentially. They also perhaps like the way that you behave. Some of you might be quite positive people who are just kind of joyful to be around, essentially. And again, I almost feel like, too, you want to share this happiness with other people. Like, you're not only about taking care only of yourself. There's a sense of you wanting to collaborate with other people, help other people, do things for other people as well. And the 7 of Pentacles, too, can talk about hard work and patience. So, of course, this might be a quality that you have, for sure. But again, you might also, for some of you specifically, want to help people who are kind of building themselves up in life, and maybe helping them to attain certain things in their life, whether it maybe is their health goal or some sort of goal in their life. Maybe it's financial goals, or it's almost like maybe helping those that have a need, as an example, in their life. Being quite supportive to those type of people. So let me see. I'm going to use my intuitive cards here. Oh gosh, you know what, I almost am wondering if this person's been a little obstinate at times as well, like maybe argumentative or difficult, but yet you've still kind of like stuck around them. I do pick that up for some of you. Here we have a mom grabbing the toddler by the hand, and look at, he's like he's not happy. I don't know, that was the first thing I really picked up from this card, is that perhaps, you know, you've kind of had to lead the way, and sometimes maybe they've been stubborn about some things. Maybe you guys have had like kind of discussions or well, maybe not arguments, but like maybe debates, as an example, and this person's wanted to kind of like go against you or something, or maybe not go against you, but maybe like argue it a little bit or discuss it, and then it's like but actually at the end of the day, they see that you're a very intelligent person who, you know, cares a lot about other people, and seems to have a good head on their shoulders as well. Like, I really get that. And here we have this woman here. Again, there might be personal battle scars that you've also led you to kind of, you know, support certain things that you do, you know, or believe in. You might have personal experience in some way or something like that. Again, I do feel like you're the person who kind of looks around at people and really considers them and thinks about them, even if they don't always consider and think about you. In fact, for some of you specifically, I'm really picking up this message of like, this person may have had a sense in their life that people just kind of do their own thing. They're just minding their own business. They don't give a shit about anyone but themselves, blah, 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 blah. And it's almost like maybe you gave them a different perspective about that. Maybe you caused them to kind of see that life isn't just, it's kind of like when you're in the big city, you know. I remember sometimes, like, I lived in Moscow or whatever. It was just so big, and I love it. It's a bustling city. It's an amazing city. One of my favorite places I've ever lived. But sometimes it was like so cold. You know, it's like you're walking and on the metro, and it gets so crowded and busy, and you're just sort of like, ugh, you know, just it feels like you're in a sea of people, and I don't know. Sometimes it's like you look around and you see that all these people are living their life, but sometimes it can feel as if nobody cares. I mean, there have been times where I was like, you know, crying like on a, you know, metro, and, you know, nobody asks how you are or something like that. It's almost like you can get jaded in the world. I almost wonder if this person's from like a big city or something. I almost wonder. Or maybe they just have kind of like I almost feel like this person before they met you, or maybe still they struggle with this idea that maybe they're forgotten, or that everyone else is just kind of doing their own thing. I don't know. I just picked that up quite a bit. And maybe if they've been hurt in the past before, that's kind of like caused them to be that way. A lot of times too, people take their wounds and they use it to justify certain behaviors. As an example, you'll see this, like, and I'm not trying to get political here, but you'll see people who grew up like in poverty as an example, and they're like, well, I worked my way out of it, so I don't want to help other people in poverty. They could work like me. You know what I mean? Some people can become like that when they've been jaded, and I don't feel like you're that person. As an example, and maybe this person sometimes could be like that, is what I'm getting for some of you. I know that's kind of specific, but I don't know. I'm just picking up some of these messages, so I'm just going to relay them a little bit. And maybe some of you won't even know this about this person, but yeah, that's what I'm really picking up here. So very interesting message here for those of you that chose group number 4. It feels like this person really admires the way that you care about other people, and the compassion that you have for other people, and how you kind of want to, well, stand up, for instance, for your beliefs, but also be open to new perspectives. That's another thing I'm really getting, that you guys have an open mind, and you're kind of ready to see any side before you make a full decision. And I think that's this person's favorite thing about you, essentially. So I hope that this reading was uplifting for you. I hope that it brought a sense of, maybe a sense of joy or happiness, contentment. Be proud of yourself. And I hope it was informative for you. So let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And I'm sending you guys lots of love and a big hug. And I'll send you all, yeah, good vibes. And I'll see you in the next reading, okay? Take care. Hello, my friends. If you chose group number 5, I'm getting towards the end here and I'm doing more piles than usual. Oh. If you've chosen group number 5, this is your reading. So what is your person's favorite thing about you? So you have a person on your mind, you're wondering what their favorite thing is about you. Well, let's start with our goddess card. So the goddess card was kind of taken to maybe show some attributes, right? So we have Anya, which is a Celtic goddess. Okay, she is the goddess of love, and she's guiding you to look within for strength. Whether you are embracing a new path, taking a risk, or healing from past pain, everything you're seeking is inside of you. This is a card of inner strength. So this tells me that this person's favorite thing about you is your ability to find inner strength, essentially, and tap into your inner strength. There's a gentleness here too, I think, here that I'm picking up. I really feel like a gentle soul. Maybe this person takes you that way. Even if you don't feel that way, this person, I think, probably sees you in that way. There's also the sense of fertility there with the bunny, so perhaps creative in some way. attractive perhaps as well. Oh yeah, yeah, this is the pile. This is the group that got the lovers. So likely this person feels a bond with you. I do feel like for a lot of you, this person has romantic feelings towards you. So if you were asking about somebody that isn't romantic, perhaps look elsewhere. Try to clear your mind and choose a different group. Because you remember, picking cards is up to you actually on what you're picking. It's not me. I'm just reading cards here. You guys actually have to tune into your group. It's up to you guys to choose intuitively. And I think sometimes that's not exactly... I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's not talked about enough. That we're not, you know, it's especially with these types of readings. It's like group readings. It's more about the person tuning into it. But anyway, I feel a romantic vibe here. Is what I'm saying. I'm feeling romance, and I would say that this person really, first of all, feels supported by you. There's a sense of connection here that this person feels. Again, if you're their lover, literally, or their partner, this is what they love about you, that you're supportive, that you are attractive, essentially, that you're the package. You are the package. Nine of Cups as well talks about happiness and fulfillment. And so I feel like this person finds fulfillment in your relationship, in you, in the way that you behave. They feel like your wish come true, perhaps. This is about, you know, feeling abundant in every aspect. In every aspect, sorry. It's been a long day. In every aspect, you kind of bring them a sense of fulfillment. So I don't think this person, like, you are their favorite. Everything about you. Like, in fact, I bet you if you ask this person, what's your favorite thing about me? They'd be like, I don't know. There are a lot of things I like about you. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Like, they might even be kind of stumped. Like, I don't know. But because they just, like, it's just you, essentially. You know what I mean? Have you ever been like that? Like, my husband will do that sometimes. We've been together like 18 years, and he'll be like, oh, what's your favorite thing about me? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. One year I made him a gift with like a whole card deck, and I wrote on there each thing I love about him, but that's been a long time ago, I guess. I think I did that in like 2012. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, you know, it's like kind of like you get flabbergasted and you're like, you? Everything about you? I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here. What's your favorite thing? Ace of Swords, Temperance, and the Four of Cups. Well, I feel like one thing that they really love about you, and one of their favorite things, is the way that you can kind of perk their attention. It's almost like you listen to them. I really do feel. I feel like you listen to them, you kind of engage with them, and they just feel like you flow together well, is what I'm getting. I feel like when they're bored, you always know the right thing to say to take them out of boredom, as an example. I feel as if there's just this sort of like, and again, it almost feels like a mysterious gift here. The Four of Cups can talk about that, like things materializing or gifts, and it's almost like you came out of thin air into this person's life. And like, again, I think that they would, I don't know, it kind of solidifies that idea that I was having of you, like, just being the package. Especially Temperance is a beautiful card, especially for a romantic connection, because it can talk about really having that flow together and having this sense of connection on an emotional level. So again, this person feels like you're the one, that you fulfill them in some way. Okay, so favorite thing. What is group number? I get the song The Story by Brandi Carlile. Yeah, look at this. So again, this is an interesting thing. It's been popping up a lot lately, it feels to me, or in these groups, lately, over the past, I don't know how long I've been recording. It's been a minute. We have this energy of somebody who's been through a lot of things. And here we have this person who feels like lonely, isolated, naked, cold, probably afraid. And here we have this woman who's sort of been battered up and feels, perhaps alone, like everyone's kind of doing their own thing and they're not paying attention to her. And there's a sense of like perhaps loneliness or sadness that you've been through in your life, or that maybe they've been through. Maybe they felt this way and you brought like a sense of connection to them where they felt understood, where they felt looked at, especially. Maybe they were able to share things with you that they've never shared with anybody else. And, kind of show you their scars as an example. There's this sense of someone who's kind of fixing up their wings. There's a sense of, what in the hell am I saying? Sometimes I just don't even know. I say that sometimes too much. I don't know. It's like a habit. I get these like weird things that I want to say over and over, and then I keep saying them. Anyway, there's this woman. She's fixing her wings, essentially. She's mending them. And again, there might be this, this idea that you've mended their wings or helped them in some way. Again, you may have mended your own wings in your life. And there may be a self-sufficiency, which would make a lot of sense with this card about inner strength, right? I feel like there's an inventive energy here too, like getting out of a pickle energy. I really picked that I don't know, I picked that up, getting out of a pickle, that saying, like getting yourself out of trouble or getting yourself out of a predicament as an example as well. I just really am getting that phrase coming to my mind. So perhaps you've pulled yourself out of a certain situation, and I think that's admirable as an example. I'm actually going to pull another one for you real quick that I didn't pull for any other group. So purpose. I know what I'm here to do. So giving them a sense of purpose or living with purpose is something that they really care about. They like about you. It's their favorite thing, essentially. Again, maybe at some points you've given them purpose in their own life. And, it even might be if you found your purpose. There are a lot of people, especially those that struggle with finding their own purpose, really admire when other people find theirs. Because it's like, I wish I could find it. And I used to be like that myself. Although I did love, I've been a teacher before. And although I love teaching children, and I do love being around kids. And that's one of the I would say that's part of my purpose. It's been part of my purpose. I still enjoy it. And maybe again in the future I have ideas that I could maybe do things and stuff. But whatever. What I mean is that, and then I got into... Well, although I've been reading tarot for so many years, like I've been reading tarot for it's 18 years, I think. I don't know. I started in 2020, what am I saying? 2002, maybe 2001, around that. So it's been a while. And so, I didn't ever really understand. I didn't think of that I would be in this place. Sometimes our purpose we stumble upon it. And I remember I'd look at people and think they're kind of living what I want to live, like they know what they're doing. And at certain points in my life, I did feel like I knew what I was doing. Not to say I was completely lost, but there have been many moments in my life, especially when I was younger, at certain points where I kind of fell off from teaching as an example, and I try something different, and I'd be like, no, this isn't it for me. And then I go back to teaching, and blah, 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 blah. And it feels like to me, this person, it's like, especially for those of you that know what your purpose is, or you kind of know what you want to be, or what you want to do, or what you want to achieve, it's like they admire that about you. With freedom here, it says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And again, I feel like there's like this sense of freedom that comes with knowing your purpose, because it's like you don't have to like kind of search for it. You're just free to kind of explore it and go for it. And again, for some of you, that might be the thing. Now for others of you, you might be like, I don't know what my purpose is, and that's okay. Maybe that's not really what this person's on about. It could be that their favorite thing is that you've shown them like a way to get towards their purpose in some way. So even if it was like you mentioned something at some point, again, you might give them purpose in their life as well, just like that sense to be alive, to explore, to find things out, especially if this person's faced apathetic moments in their life where they were just feeling disconnected. I would say that you bring a sense of awareness and interest to them, and there's just a really strongly good vibe here for you guys that chose. I think out of all the groups, this is the most romantic vibing one, so there's definitely that coming through quite strongly. Like I said, maybe for some of you it's not romantic, but if it's not romantic, then this person feels like you're like a soul connection, as an example, or you're meant to be in their life, or that they feel just good around you, essentially. So yeah, that's what I'm picking up for those of you that chose group number 5. Thank you for being here, and I hope this reading was uplifting, informative, and helped you out a little bit, and I hope that it put a smile on your face at least at some point. And I'm wishing you all the very, very best, and I'll see you all in the next reading. Lots of love. Take care. Hey guys, if you chose group number 6, the last group of the reading, this is your reading. So what is your person's favorite thing about you? So we have the goddess Oshun, and this is a Yoruba goddess, and I was looking at the goddesses because I thought it might be fun to kind of just see what attributes kind of come through as a favorite by using these. And we have forgiveness. So she is the goddess of forgiveness. It says, you've been hurt, and Oshun is here to help soothe and nurture your heart so you can forgive. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. So let the loving goddess Oshun guide you through the pain. Love for yourself will set you free from agony. Well, certainly this is painting a picture of you being a forgiving person, or having a forgiving heart. Now, for some of you, this might be something you've done with this person specifically. You may have forgiven them for something. I do wonder if some of you have forgiven someone else in your life, though, and they find it admirable, as an example. Because we do have the 10 of Pentacles here, so family could be something here. Maybe forgiving your family, or forgiving the way that you were raised. There's a sense here of prosperity and fighting for what's yours, but also fighting for stability in your life. So I'm wondering if some of you have had something kind of happen in your life where you've forgiven for the better cause, or the good of all, as an example, or to help bring some sort of peace to a situation, is what I'm picking up. And that's like this person's favorite thing about you. Again, the 10 of Pentacles could talk about the time and effort of the relationship, how forgiving you've been with them. If they've been a prick or difficult in some way, we could say that this person admires how much you've stuck around them, as an example, or how much you've forgiven them, maybe through arguments or strife. Here, Seven of Wands, sorry. 7 of Wands can talk about, arguments and defensiveness and energy, so especially if you've argued with this person and you've forgiven them, that's their favorite thing, that you've been forgiving to them, essentially, that you've, stuck by them in some way, as an example. So, group number 6, person's favorite thing about them. So it's an interesting message, actually, to come through. It's unique, I think. Because I feel like sometimes they're so cliche. Oh, you've been through this, you've been through that, blah, blah, blah. And not to say that those aren't important, by the way. This one feels a little bit different. Okay, because sometimes I even hate being repetitive, but sometimes Spirit really just gives these messages, and it's like, oh my God, really? It's always the same shit. Not to be a negative person, but you know what I mean. Sometimes I feel repetitive, and I don't want to be, but sometimes it just shows up that way. The 3 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, again, hurt, pain, disappointment. And again, I think that there's a sunflowers there, and it just makes me feel of a bright energy. That you guys have a very bright energy, a very loving energy. And I don't know if it's with this person that you've done this, but this feels like they may have even stabbed you in the freaking back or done something pretty terrible to you in the past. Or you have been hurt by someone pretty badly in the past and you've been disappointed, yet you've forgiven and still kept invested in a situation, or, you know, kind of wanted to fight for it to be better, as an example, is what I'm really picking up strongly for this group. And that's their favorite thing about you. Yep. Look at that. I thought there was another card in there. The girl in the back of this card looks like my friend Jupiter Sun, Katya. Just had to say that. Every time I look at that card, I think of her. I'm going to have to link her in this reading. Look at that. Does that not look like her? To those of you that know her. Yeah, look at that. There's like hanging on. There's trust. And again, because like, well, I know with motorcycle, my dad was a motorcycle guy. And I grew up on motorcycles, as some of you may know. My history of my childhood was kind of crazy. But yeah, there's a level of trust that goes on getting a bike with someone for sure. So it's almost like you trust them, or you've shown trust in them. There's a sense here of feeling close, like a closeness as well. I really do feel like some of you have stuck with this person through thick and thin, or through lots of different journeys. And maybe even situations that were a little bit, because you see there, the edge of it is like kind of like, it's in the sky. So it's like they could fall down. They're like right by the edge. So again, maybe this person's pushed certain things in your life where it was nearly off the edge and you found forgiveness, as an example. Or again, maybe it's another situation in your life and that they've witnessed, you know, or heard about. But again, here we have this sort of, first of all, we have movement, is what I feel. With the owl, the owl's in flight. There's wisdom gain here. And again, I was going to say this earlier, actually, and now I really get that message so strongly. But see the peacock feather? I often look at peacock feathers and I think of pride. And it's almost like sometimes you've had the wisdom to let your pride go and allow wisdom to take over. There have been times like, and I'm just going to give you a random example of this so you kind of get what I mean. It's sort of like, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but there's been times where I was like really mad. Like my grandma, for instance, could say something that really pissed me off. And her and I, we both have Aries Mercury. And I love her, but sometimes, yeah, she could get me in my, you know. I'm like, oh, I'm so mad right now. And when I was younger, I used to fight with her all the time. But you know, as she's gotten elderly, it's like, it's no use. I'd just let her be right, you know what I mean? And I've gotten that way as I've gotten older. With, like, you know, my mother-in-law, there have been times my mom, my grandmother, it's like they just start to get older, and then you get older yourself and you're just like, it's not worth the fight. Let's let them be what they want to be. Just tell them what they want to hear, and you know, move on. There's no need to fight. And it's almost like that sort of deal, I feel like, coming through. Like maybe you've kind of inserted some sort of wisdom into the way that you handled things. And again, it comes with some sort of level of forgiveness. Oh, that's okay, you know? I don't know how this is going to show up. This is a general reading, so I don't know all your specific situations or anything like that. But that's the vibe I'm getting, if you know what I'm saying. Hopefully that came across clear to you. But yeah, there's also, with that Pegasus, little girl on the Pegasus, hope and innocence that comes through here. And again, trust. Again, she's trusting this creature to kind of safely take her. She's even got her eyes closed. So I almost feel like you've put your trust in this person in some way, or kind of yeah, I'm really getting strongly for some of you, you've trusted this person and maybe they kind of blew it, or they did something and you kind of made up with them and, you know, nevertheless still kind of persevered in some way. And again, like I said, maybe for some of you this might be a separate situation. Like maybe you had a horrible family situation but you found forgiveness for it, or you had a horrible work situation but you found forgiveness for it. You know what I mean? There's something here though that's very prevalent about, you know, there's a quote that comes to my mind. Hold on. It's on my phone. Darn it, my phone's plugged in and it's on airplane mode. But there's a quote I found, and it's like, forgiveness is taking the knife out of your back and not using it to hurt anyone else, sort of. And that, I think that's how it goes, approximately. Probably I'm a little bit off on it, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here for you guys. So that's what's coming through. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I am wishing you all lots of love. I really hope that this reading was insightful to you. Let me know in the comments below how you felt. And like if you want, subscribe if you want. I would appreciate it, but you know, you do you. But whatever you like. But anyways, I'm just, guys, I'm sending you lots of love. I hope you guys find yourself blessed when you watch this, and take care of yourself, okay? And I'll see you on the next reading. Bye-bye.